There's a lesson I want to give to anyone who wants to quit social media. You usually don't quit social media by using more willpower. You quit by understanding what it's doing to your mind and replacing what it gave you. Because for years, I thought I lacked discipline. But the real reason was deeper than that. So I started using social media at a very young age, like most people. And just like a lot of people, I got used to constantly scrolling, opening apps without thinking, watching random content, and consuming things that honestly added nothing to my life. It became automatic. Every spare moment that I had waiting, sitting, bored, and alone, I would scroll. And the dangerous part is that it felt harmless because everyone does it. So it normalized it. But over time, I started realizing it was affecting my attention, my mood, and motivation. The biggest lesson I learned is that social media isn't hard to quit because you love it. It's hard to quit because your brain gets trained to expect easy dopamine all the time. And once your brain gets used to easy dopamine, normal life starts to feel less stimulating. Studying feels harder, reading feels slower, silence feels uncomfortable, and deep work feels difficult. Even enjoying simple moments becomes harder. About 4 months ago, I made a big shift. I stopped being someone who constantly consumed content. I started becoming someone who actually creates instead. That changed how I saw social media completely. Before, I was mostly taking in random information. I started asking myself, why am I giving hours of attention to things that don't build my life? And that question forced me to change. The first thing that helped me quit was learning about dopamine, specifically instant gratification versus delayed gratification. Instant gratification is scrolling, random videos, constant novelty, fast pleasure. They're the easy habits that feel good right now but make your life worse in the long run. Delayed gratification is studying, exercising, building skills, and working on something meaningful. Those are the things that feel uncomfortable right now, but delay the gratification for the future, so your life is better later on. Once I understood this, something clicked. I realized every time I scroll for cheap dopamine today, I'm reducing my motivation for things that actually matter tomorrow. That made quitting feel meaningful instead of restrictive. The second thing that I did was simple. I deleted the apps from my phone. Because honestly, I realized I didn't need to pretend I had perfect self-control or willpower. If the app is there, your thumb automatically opens it. Sometimes before you even consciously decide. So I removed the trigger. That broke the automatic habit loop. Not permanently forever, but long enough to weaken the pattern. The third thing I did was to replace the habit, which is the most important part. Because if you just remove scrolling without replacing it, boredom brings you back and you'll end up re-downloading the apps. So I asked myself, what would I do with this extra time that I have? And I intentionally filled that space. I replaced it with healthy habits. So I started going outside my house more, staying outside longer, because most mindless scrolling happens when you're alone, bored, and in your room with easy access to your phone. So I changed the environment. Spend more time at the gym, not rushing my workout, but staying in there longer to talk to people and connected more. I turned a 1 hour workout into 2 to 3 hours. New experiences also helped this too. So I started doing simple things that give me healthy stimulation. Going to new restaurants and trying out new cafes, exploring new places, and trying new sports like snowboarding. Because real life actually becomes enjoyable again when your brain stops depending on constant stimulation. The biggest changes that I noticed were better focus, calmer mind, less mental noise, more motivation, and more presence. And honestly, life feels slower in a good way, more real and more intentional. So if you ever try to think about quitting social media, don't think I'm never touching it again. Think I'm rebuilding control. Even reducing it by little is progress. Every 1 hour less per day matters, and those hours compound. So if you're struggling with social media right now, start simple. Learn what dopamine is, and go on a long-term dopamine detox. And that will be my next video coming soon. Remove the apps, replace the habit, go outside more, and stay busy with real things. Build a life that feels better than scrolling. So yeah, I really hope you use these tactics because they actually helped me. And if that helps you too, that's honestly awesome.